And I am joined by Kim Acoustic. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thanks, Ray. How about yourself?
I'm doing well as well. So, when was the band, Kill the Sound formed, and what does it mean to you?
Well, the band actually started almost 3 years ago, and originally it was me and two friends from college. But those two guys are no longer in the band. They went ahead and pursued another, type of music and career choices. So we were left with Ali from that group, which is the bass player. Um, she kind of came to the band. Um, when I saw her, I just knew that she had to be in the band, so I started asking her, "What do you play?" And she's like, "Well, I play a little bit of guitar." And I'm like, "How about bass?" And she was like, "Okay." So she started playing bass for us. And Corey came from Illinois, and she's our guitarist right now. Actually, her and I used to be in the same band in Ohio. So it's just we come from everywhere, man. It's kind of hard to describe. Um, but we're all from different places. I'm from Peru.
I was about to
Uh,
say, I noticed an accent there.
yeah, yeah. There's an accent. I promise it's less when I sing, but when I talk, it definitely comes out.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, one of my favorite bands is System of a Down.
Oh, me too. That's funny. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I love those guys. So that they are definitely an influence for sure. Yeah.
So where did Excuses come out of?
Um, okay. Excuses is actually about basically what the name says. It's just people have so many excuses to not, fulfill an agreement or do a project or get on with something they want to do in their lives. And it's kind of like snap out of it and get on it. If that's what you want to do, then just go get it, go do it. Go for it. Don't come up with excuses. Just do what you need to do to get to
Exactly.
where you need to be.
Exactly. You can either, watch the limousines or ride in the limousine. Simple as that.
Yes, exactly. So that's what that one is about. It's just about doing what it takes to get the job done. If that's what you want to pursue, then just do what it takes. Nothing's gonna be easy. You just have to get up and do it. And if you get, you know, discouraged by somebody else, or things happen to discourage you from pursuing it, you have decisions to make. It's either you're gonna keep going, or maybe you can call it a day. But definitely try, and don't whine about it.
Exactly. There's nothing worse than a whiner.
Yes, I have to agree with you on that.
Well, I mean, in this world full of lazy people, and that's not the turn anybody down. Everybody makes their own choices, and sometimes you gotta deal with the hands that you're dealt. But still, I mean, if you have an opportunity, you always go for your opportunity. If you don't, then you're just a fool in my book.
Yeah, I mean, just some people just really need that motivation, that little push. So even if you see somebody that's a little down, just push them forward to do what it takes to get it done. I believe that. I mean, we all go through little humps in life. So it's always good to have a friend. Sometimes, I can be down, and it's good to have a friend that pushes you and motivates you. So, it's always good to have good friends around that have that positive outcome of life, and want to push you to succeed and be a better person.
Exactly. That's what it's about. And what is it like, to play with tons of national, touring acts? I mean, these aren't like little bands. Like for instance, I'm out here in Knoxville, and I know on 94.3 out here. ADEMA has, played on the air. OTEP has played on the air. I mean, these are,
Yeah, yeah.
nationally known bands. These aren't little, cupcakes.
I know. We're just so lucky. We are just so lucky, and a lot of it is just being at the right place at the right time, and like I said, just trying. Just putting yourself out there, saying to people that this is what you love to do, and this is what you want to do, and you know, oh, somebody's like, somebody's doing fireworks next to my house right now. But no, I mean it's very. I mean, I'm always humble about my experiences with these bands. Every time I'm like, wow, I can't believe we got this show. Um, OTEP was super. I was scared. Before I went on stage, because it's such a big band. I always get nervous before I go on stage. So, but it's always such an honor. And then at the end of the show, sometimes we go and say hi to these people, and we're like, oh my gosh, we just opened for you. Or in the case of ADEMA, we actually closed that night because they were a little tired from the tour. So we came and talked to them afterwards. We're like, we closed for you guys. That's so crazy. So it's great. I mean, you get to meet all these people. A lot of these bands have really cool members that stick around and, see other local bands doing a show, which means a lot for the local bands too, when some of these national bands actually take the time to stick around and look at some of the local performances, because there's definitely talent out there.
And the funny thing is, while the fans are starstruck on y'all are starstruck on the bands.
I'm sorry?
Okay. I'll put it in different terms. While the fans are looking up to you and saying, "Wow, this band is touring with this act, and I can't believe how talented they are," you're going, "Wow, I can't believe I'm actually on tour with ADEMA or OTEP or Hunter Valentine or whoever."
Yes, yes, that's exactly what it is. We can never believe that we're playing with these bands. Every time it's just like, wow, this is so great to have these opportunities. Because you have to be humble, you know. When people start getting cocky, it's kind of annoying. So you have to always be like, appreciative of whatever slot you got in the night, of your promoters, because it takes a lot of work and time to put a show together. I do a little bit of my own promotion on the side sometimes, and it's just really tough. I mainly do it for the band. But everything takes so much work and effort to make happen. The bands, all the amounts of time that they put to get good shows together, the promoters, the venue, the concept, the flyer. It's almost like you're putting a theater act. And it definitely takes a lot of work, and you have to always just kind of step back and be appreciative of it. You can't
And
take these things for granted.
and that's really what it's about. What's funny is, I always get from bands, okay, well, we're so glad that, you have us on the show. And I'm thinking to myself, you are really the true heroes. You're just, I mean, outside of the soldiers, I mean, y'all, perform every night in front of, crowds and promote yourselves and, get yourselves out there. All I do is run a little show.
Well, everybody's a part of it, man, because without the people running the show, then the bands wouldn't get out there to the public, and that's ultimately, like we all need each other. It's like a moving machine. So we need those radio stations. We need the underground radio stations. We need the college radio stations to support. We need other bands to come support. You need to go support other bands, and I mean, yeah, but it's great. I think that there's a lot of talent out there. There's a lot of really good bands nowadays.
And there is,
Shows.
and a lot of commercial radio stations won't play them. That's why I'm like, you know what, we'll do it.
And believe it or not, there are people. I've met a couple of people here too that do the same thing. I've gotten so lucky to meet so many people that have been saying, "Hey, we'll play your music. Hey, we'll feature you. Hey, we'll write about an article about you guys." and it helps. It helps because all those people are getting the word out there, and eventually it's going to be free market. You know, with the internet and everything that's happening right now on social media, eventually, there'll be really no structure, but just what people want to hear.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the way it should be, though. Honestly, it should be, live. It should be uncensored. It should be, just the way it was intended. Not all these rules and red tape and all that. I just think that's total BS or bullshit.
Yeah,
You could
but
swear if you
luckily,
wanted to.
like luckily, for example, 1011, they have a really good show at night, but it's all local, native noise, and they helped us a ton too. And that's a big radio station here in Orlando. There's another radio station called The Rock, and we've been trying to get a hold of them, but that's when you get into the corporations and whatnot. But hopefully they'll add, a segment, because those segments do well. The bands are eager to get spots and get their music out there, so they'll hear and they'll support.
All right, now.
So it's great.
All right, now going back.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And going back to the spotlight's on you, Miss Kim Acoustic.
Yes.
If you were to put your music in a blender, what styles would you taste?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea what we are, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're a form of new metal. That's what I call it. When it doesn't fit, it's the term that I think it was Roadrunner Records before they were bought out. Used to use was new metal.
Yeah, some people say new metal. Some people say heavy metal. Some people say rock. We've been saying it's heavy rock because then when you say rock, they think southern rock, and then it's excuses. Actually, I keep telling the guitarist, I'm like, excuses is the most southern rock song we have, and she's like, that's not southern rock. I'll play you southern rock, and she plays me southern rock. So like, okay, I guess we're not southern rock.
So is it an advantage to be a female fronted band out there? I mean, I know there's many female bands in this day and age, but you don't get too many that have the majority females.
Yes. I think it is an advantage because we have more girls. So there are other female fronted, but we have three front girls to the band. So, and we looked for a long time for another drummer girl, but we could not, because it would have been really cool to have an all girl rock band, heavy rock band.
I haven't heard one.
But then we found Senior Dark, and he was just perfect. He knew all the parts to the song perfectly, and we had really good auditions. I mean, really, really good auditions for drummers, and this guy just nailed it. I mean, to the T. So we were like, okay, you're it. So now we're actually looking for a guy because it's balanced. Like, so we have three girls and two guys, so the guys can talk. I don't know. We're hoping to get a guy this time around, a guitarist, a lead guitarist, in addition to Corey.
Nice. So, what do you have coming up in the future?
Okay, let's see. We have a couple of shows coming up. We have, let me see my calendar here. I have all this stuff happening here. We're playing at the West End Trading Company, which is a club in Stanford, with a band called The Absolve, which is really cool. They have a chick drummer. Darkness by Design, Soul Rift, and Cold War Relic. And that's going to be 18 and up and a $5 cover. So that's happening Saturday, July 26th at the Western Trading Company. And then I would have to say we have this show coming up that is crazy. And that's going to be a little bit later. It's on August 15th. And it's a big, big show here in Orlando at the Firestone Club with Dharmata, Traverser, Murderfly, Breathing Theory, and Lydia Can Breathe. Um, that's going to be a spectacular show. It's a very big lineup of really good, very big, very good bands. All these bands are incredible. They get out of their way to promote. There's probably going to be hundreds of people at this show. Doors are gonna be at 8, and it is also 18 and up. If anybody wants tickets, if they're in the area, all they have to do is message us either on our Facebook page at Kill the Sound, or they can email us at killthesoundband@gmail.com, and we'll send them free tickets. So if people want free tickets, we can mail it to them. If not, it'll be $10 at the door.
Wait a second. You're giving people free tickets?
Yes, we're giving people free tickets for the Firestone show.
Nice. Where else do you get free tickets? You know?
Nowhere. It's free, and it's a great lineup. I mean, I don't know. I mean, people probably know here in Florida, Traverse is a very big band. They have an incredible light show that goes together with, their live performance. So it's just to see them, it's a show. All their cats are like lit up, and I mean, it's just incredible. Murderfly, they are just so energetic and heavy, and just crazy. And I mean, these bands are just I'm so stoked, man. I'm like a little kid in a candy store.
Oh, nice.
I can't believe we have these shows coming up.
And the thing is, you're from Orlando. Orlando is like the number one or one of the top, places for tourists, period. So, I mean, for people that are planning, to go out to Orlando, there you go. You can get yourself some free tickets, go see a show while you're out there.
Yeah, I mean, all they have to do is contact us, and there's definitely a lot of people that are actually making arrangements to come to this show from other places. We're talking to one of our good friends that is trying to come from North Carolina. We have some friends that are coming just, 2 hours away, but still, when it's a big concert like that, people drive to come see it. So that's definitely a concert, and we definitely have free tickets.
So what is the feedback people are giving you about your band and everything? I mean, you seem like a very, dedicated, but at the same time honored and humble person. So I would imagine your band, people can see that, and people are like, wow, this band's different, and it's just got a certain aura around it that I just want to be a part of.
Well, thank you. It's so great. The people that come support us are so great, and they are so loyal to us. We have people that come to every show, almost every show. Mason, Donald. I mean, they just, you always see them, and Brian. I mean, there are so many people that I can just name that it's always the same faces, and it's always such great people, and they make you feel so good, and they go, you guys are so cool. You guys are gonna make it. It's really cool. To me, like, we already made it because we're having a good time, and that's what it's all about. It's not about the record deal that puts you, $100,000 in debt.
At least you're honest about it.
It's not about drama. It's about just playing, which we're doing, having friends that come support us, which we have, releasing fun, good music, different music that people like, which we do, and, getting to work with talented musicians and talented promoters and talented, DJs, and radio people, which we also have, work with and are working with. So as far as I'm concerned, we made it. Like, we're doing great. This band is awesome. I'm having the time of my life, and so are the girls, and so is Senior Dark, and so are all of our friends. So,
and
I hope it continues,
That's the mindset bands need to have, especially those that are local, that are indie, need to have that mindset of, hey, we're not, we're not on a major label, but we don't care because we're having fun and we're making money and we're, the main thing, relating to people and, people like us and stuff like. I just love that mentality. You just don't hear it that much anymore. Everybody's about, me. I want to make the money, blah blah blah, and
Well, it's like the fairy tale story, you know. Like everybody had this fairy tale of the signing and the the happy fairy tale of being rich and famous and doing all this. Like, to be honest, I went to school for music production, so I have the facts and I knew my facts before I even got into the business. And it's like one out of, I think, 10,000 people makes a living, literally like a living out of it. Like where they are really successful. Some people may be able to still pay their bills with it, and then some people just have a really good time with it, and some people don't really get that far. The vast majority of people, unfortunately, like have to realize that, oof, this is a tough market, and they just kind of get tired of it. So you get everything. You just have to know what you're getting into ahead of time. It's not, just because you have a passion for it doesn't mean you're gonna be driving a Porsche, But if you can have awesome shows, and that's what we do. We just pretty much do whatever we want. We're like, oh man, we have this really cool show coming up. Should we just print some EPs, like 3 songs? And we don't have a label, we don't have a manager, we don't have. I mean, I'm the manager, so what am I gonna say? Have a discussion with myself? I'm like, yeah, we're gonna print some downloads and have them available for people, and we do whatever we want. Whatever we feel. Obviously, we try to study it, and try to make the right decisions. But a lot of it is just trial and error. We try something, we look at the results. I love marketing, so I do a lot of online stuff.
What's
And I look
funny?
at what.
What's funny? Not to cut you off, but if you were to sell 3 CDs, I don't know what you sell them for, but just hypothetically, if they're $20 a piece, you get $60 to split between the band. If you were on a label, you get like what,
You
nine?
get a 0.003 or something like that.
Yeah. 3 pennies.
No, I'm serious, man. Yeah, no, literally. Like you don't really make all that much money out of your CD sales. I mean, some bands now have deals where they have merch and they sell their they can keep some of their merch. Some bands make a little bit of money just on the shows that they play, like the actual performance. That's where they cut their money. Some make their money out of ASCAP if the song is playing on the radio, or BMI. I don't know what to tell you. I mean,
Yeah, yeah. It's just
we just
crazy
kind
though,
of go
because
as we go.
things have changed.
Yeah, I mean, things are changing. Like our free phone demo was $5. It's like we just want it out there. We just here have the music, hear it, have a good time with it. It's so cheap you won't even want to make a copy of it in your computer. It takes a darn thing.
There you go. What was funny?
You know what I
I
mean?
had one
And
guy.
if you want it for free, guess what? We'll give it to you for free. Like just either ask us or share something of our page, or do something for us, and we'll hook you up too. We just kind of play it by ear. If somebody wants it, why not? They are ultimately helping us. They come to the show, they support, they buy our merch. Sometimes people go through a little bit of a hardship, and you can see that they want the album, and they are your buddies, and they've come to your shows. What are you gonna do? If you can afford it, you kind of like give them an album, or give them a download or something.
Yeah,
We just play it by ear. We just have fun with it, man. That's really the bottom line. We have a good time doing this. So
okay. So what is the meaning behind "Kill the Sound" out of all names?
Kill the Sound was a slow song I had on the website when the band first started. It's just an acoustic song that I wrote. So the band was looking for a name, or originally we were looking at heart-shaped grenade. And then it was just kind of hard to pronounce and kind of hard to remember. And we're like, what about Kill the Sound? That, the chorus of that song, Kill the Sound. And I was like, yeah, everybody liked it, so we just kind of went for it. Then we came to find out there was a DJ called Kill the Noise, but
You
okay.
can't always win.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're the sound, we're not noise. I don't know.
Well, I
It's
mean,
just it's fun. It's easy to remember because you know what? I can literally I'm at a show sometimes and they go, what's the name of your band? And they can hear me, so I just pretend I'm gonna strangle them, and then I touch their ears, and I'm like, kill the sound, and they get it. They never forget it. I don't know if I scare them so much that they can't forget.
to me, the kill the sound is metaphoric. I mean, after speaking with you, for this short period of time, to me, it sounds like you're saying, well, you're killing the mass market way of thinking. You've got your own way, and you're going to get there your own way, and you're going to make it.
That works. I mean, you know, it's open for interpretation.
So
So, I
how
mean,
long you
it's
been
we like
playing?
the name, it's a strong name, so we just want to go out there and have a really good time and get people as involved as possible. That's really ultimately what we're all after. Like in the band, we love it when the crowd interacts, when they start headbanging and they start having a good time, and just you can see them dancing and you know, like it's just they get into it. And when they get into it, we love it. That's what we're going after. Is basically the reaction of the crowd. We're a bunch of clowns.
Well, that's nice. So how long have you been performing and singing?
My dad says I was singing since I was 8 months. Well,
Wow.
that's what my dad says. But I don't know. I remember singing all my life. Then I got into choir in school. They have this selective process of where they hear how you play and they do a test with, your hearing or whatever. And so I did choir, so I was trained to sing in choir, growing up. And then I got into musical theater during college. And so I was singing. And then my brother gave me a CD. I used to listen to the Cranberries, which I liked, Nirvana. Um,
Nice.
and then my brother gave me a CD of Disturbed, and then it just kind of went down the hill from there. Because I love them. I was just like, this is great.
And then you got into System of a Down and everything. Probably some Raids
Yes,
too.
and then I got into, yes, of course. Rage Against the Machine, like, just I love heavy rock music, metal. I like new metal too. Like the metal you're referring to, the new music that's out there is like melodic rock. As long as it's not so whiny, I like it. Because some of them are super whiny now. So that's a little off limits. But, if it has like a nice heavy, you know, just a nice heavy driven punchy tone underneath, and then it breaks into like a nice beautiful melodic chorus, yes, I'm totally in for that.
Yeah, because the last female fronted or majority female band that I heard of that was any good was Kitty,
Yeah.
and they're out
I
of
mean,
Canada.
yeah. OTEP is really good too.
Well,
I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean OTEP
but
as
just a little on
well,
the heavy
but
side.
what I'm saying as far as I said that wrong, which is very rare for me. But what I was meaning as far as like originators, as far as female, fronted, metal, the kind of, alternative meets, metal bands was Kitty. And then, of course, you got
Yeah.
OTEP and, y'all and everything. But what I'm saying is, as far as that kind of form. Before that, you
I
had the
think in this
Courtney Love
I
and
think in this
whatnot.
moment too is one of those really good bands too in this moment. I mean, I didn't even know who they were until Corey introduced me to some of the music, and I got really into it too. She's very good. So there, I mean, there's definitely so much talent now.
Nice. So, here's what I want to know. When fans, after the show, come up to you, and I'm not sure if they you say, your music touched them, or they love this song. What's the main reaction you get, and how does it feel when you write a song about one thing and then they tell you it's about something else?
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me of something really funny. But well, I mean, originally when people just come after the show and say something really nice like that, we get super giggly and just very, thankful. You know,
Okay.
I mean, we feel flattered. It's very flattering to have people that come after and say you did a good job and they had a good time. That's what we love to do. And yes, the reason why I was like stuttering earlier is because I have had people that come and say, "Oh, this song is about this." I'm just gonna share this, even though I probably shouldn't, but it's so funny. Um,
Well, you're
there's
on
a
two
song that
local
we have.
radios, so go ahead.
There's there's a song called "Wake Me Up When It's Over." Wake me up when it's over, and it's just basically like waking up from you know mental illnesses basically, or problems that affect your life, and it's just like, just let me get through this, that kind of song. This guy comes and asks me if the song was for him, and if the name of the song was "Wake Me Up When He's Sober."
Wow.
So that was funny.
Now was this guy
and,
was
and a
this
little
guy
awkward.
serious?
Huh?
Was this guy serious or just trying to hit on you?
No, he was totally serious. He thought that the song was called "Wake Me Up When He's Sober," and he thought I wrote it about him.
Wow.
It was definitely super funny. So yeah, it happens that people think it has one meaning, and definitely, you know, it definitely has another meaning.
All right. Being a female fronted band or majority female band, I hate to keep on bringing that up, but that's really cool because there's so many guy based bands out there. Period. What would you say to the ladies out there that were trying to start a band or whatever? What advice would you give them? Because you know how hard it is.
Um, get organized. I actually had this question come up like 2 3 days ago by one of our friends and fans, and he has the same thing. He wants to start a band now, and he said, "What? How should I start it?" And I said, you can't possibly try to do everything at once. You have to break it into stages or phases. So, if you're just starting, which he was, and there's probably a lot. Actually, we're going to be playing a show for this little girl rock band now. So it's like a little group of girls that go into this rock camp, you know.
Sweet.
And so they are just starting. It's this coming Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday, I think, the 25th. And so we get in touch with a lot of people that are just starting in the business. They are just starting their bands. And the best thing you can do is just break it into phases. Like your phase one, if you're a complete beginner, is figure out what style you want to play. But don't just stick to the style either. I mean, if your heart is changing styles, go with it too, because you have to be happy ultimately. Um, but find out, people that kind of have the same, personality that you get along with, because this is going to be like your family. You're going to live and have to deal with them and have to get along with them. You may have to share a room with them. You may have to share a bathroom with them. You may have to help them after a show if they drunk too much. You will have to make sure that you can like be okay with these people.
So you don't want somebody who
And
would steal from you all the time.
you want honest, good people that are your friends. Yes, you don't want to be with anybody that could hurt you. Definitely get rid of those people. Troublemakers, get rid of them. It's not going to work out. Don't waste your time, even if they have talent. Just get rid of them. Don't even waste a minute with them. Get good, hardworking people that are honest, that have a drive. Um, Definitely try to set up a one time a week. Every time, make it the same day, because otherwise you just overcomplicate yourself. And this business is just so complex, and it takes so much time management that you definitely want to set things right from the very beginning. So don't change your practice date. Make if it's just Saturday and it's just one day a week, that's fine. Some people practice more. If you can practice more, great. But if it's Saturday, then make it Saturday, and don't go out with your friends that Saturday. Don't plan a trip that Saturday. Don't go to the beach that Saturday. Don't do laundry that Saturday. Go to your band practice that Saturday. And do it. And just come up with a good name for the band, and get either like a free website or a social media site. That would be your step one. And then when you interview me next time, I can tell you phase two.
Oh, wow. It's like that. Love that.
Exactly. See, and then just kind of leave. Just keep those relationships open with people, and keep working on your project until you get to phase hopefully 9, 10, which I think are the last phases. I don't even think I'm in phase 5, to be honest with you.
Well, by the
And
time
I worked my butt off on this band.
Well, if we ever get to 9 or 10 together, well, then we'll know that you've accomplished everything that you've wanted to accomplish.
Yeah, that'll be great. That'll be great. But enjoy every phase. Don't rush your phases either. Like, take a moment to take a deep breath and go, wow, we got all this accomplished. We played all these shows. We did all these awesome things. And learn too. Learn from what you've messed up on. If you can record your performances. Oh, see, I'm revealing all my secrets from phase 2. I'm going to shut up now. All right, man.
All right.
Anyway,
So what makes you? What makes you the person that you are? Because you're very outgoing and have a certain aura about you. I'm sure everybody who meets you sees the same thing.
I think what makes me personally, I mean, it's just a personality thing. I am outgoing. I'm hardworking. Um, and I'm very hyperactive, and I'm almost ADD, so this is perfect. And that's why I go through methods. Otherwise, forget it. I will never remember where I left off. This is kind of like a part-time business, and I'm very business oriented too, actually. But I have a good time, and I've always been very playful, and this is almost like being an adult and being in like a, you know, bouncy ball home or something. Like this,
Wow. Never heard it like that.
it's so much fun. Like it's like being at the Springs or just doing something really exciting. Rock is just it's got so much energy. I even enjoy going to shows like local shows, seeing other bands. I get on the mosh pit. It's almost like I'm never gonna grow up or something. I hope I grow up one day, but I'm obviously not there yet. So I still enjoy it like a kid, but I manage it like an adult.
Oh, that's how to be. That's the best way to be, honestly.
Yeah, that's the bottom line. I enjoy it as a kid, but I nurture it and manage it like the best I can as an adult. I mean, obviously I have a job to be able to sustain the band. And that's something sometimes I've had to tell people. You know, because they go, "Oh man, if this is not what I do, I'm gonna be so miserable." And I always tell people, I'm like, exactly, if this is what you want to do, you might want to find a job.
There
They're
you
like, what?
go.
And they're like, what are you talking about? I just have to be my 110%. I'm like, yeah, you have to give your 110% when you come back home from 5 o'clock when you get back home or 6 till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's your second job. See what I mean? You don't choose one or the other. You gotta do both. Otherwise, you're not gonna have money for it.
Or you can go on 260 tour dates and barely have pocket change, signing a
Yeah,
terrible
I mean,
deal.
it's just rough. You're not gonna make money, and now there's so much stuff going on. I mean, this business is getting worse by the minute. Trust me. Now bands have to have to pay money to play shows in some places with some promoters. We don't do those shows, by the way, but I mean, and we're gaining some enemies because of it. But I refuse. I'm gonna start a union because it's bad enough as it is, where we don't get paid. But okay, we'll at least sell our merch. But we have to pay to play? No, man, you've lost your mind. And
Exactly.
bands that are out there, for the bands that are out there that are considering it because you need a show, if you're so desperate to take a show where you have to pay to play, you are in the wrong business. So just find something else you like. If you're messing up all the system for the bands that are in this because they love this. So just be patient, get good at what you do, and somebody is going to give you the opportunity to play at their venue. You just got to keep insisting. You got to keep putting yourself out there. You got to keep releasing good music and make the time to go talk to people personally, get to know them, ask them if you can play at their venue, and don't get into a bad deal because you don't want to start paying money to play.
Yeah,
That's going to run you out of money very quickly.
we did an interview actually with this band called Omega Down out here, in Knoxville, Tennessee, and whatnot. And now all of a sudden, yeah, I think it's like the 20th they play with Head PE. I'm like, what? You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, there are opportunities, and if you're patient and hardworking, and you don't terribly suck. I mean, if you're a little bit decent, you will get in those opportunities. You just have to be there at the right place at the right time, put yourself out there, get a good team, get a good band going. It's just common sense. Use your brain.
Exactly, and you must not suck to have a great talent like ADEMA and OTEP and whatnot. Saying, hey, join us. I don't think you suck.
Well, that's good, man. I mean, we could definitely practice more. We could definitely be better. There's always room for improvement. But we do what we can with the schedules that we have, and yeah, we've gotten very lucky. And some people apparently think that we rock, so we keep giving these awesome shows. So that works, man.
Well,
I mean, I can't complain.
well, we totally, think you rock so much. We always ask. It's not, given, but to us, we don't care about award ceremonies or any of that stupid stuff. We're more, concerned with like memories. So I mean, if it would be possible, we'd love a signed CD from the band. If not, we understand.
Of course, man. Of course, it is possible. Now, I need you to do me a favor and send it to me in writing, though, because I have no way to remember this. I'm like running around my house right now to get ready for something. But yeah, for sure, man. Shoot me an email with your address, and you're definitely gonna get one in the mail, man, for sure. Thank you so much for the chance to interview with you guys, and
Well, I mean, this is your interview, and by it being your interview, you're welcome to promote this link anywhere that you want
oh
for as
yeah,
long
we
as you
already put
want.
it on the website. We were wondering what time does it air, Eastern time. Is it like
Anytime,
live now?
it's anytime. It's a broadcast as well as hosted.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we just put a link on our page to your radio, so we're good to go. We try to let everybody know what's going on, and it's there.
That's
Um,
what it's about, networking. All right. Well, we're running short on time. So, do you have any last minute words for anybody? Listening or
yeah,
anything that you
go
want to say?
support your local bands, and go support your local bands because you'll make their day, and then you're gonna have a good time in the meantime. So it works out for everybody. Just go support some local music so that everybody keeps writing awesome music and having a good time, and we don't let techno take over.
All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, Kim.
All right, same to you, Ray. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, and I'll be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
Not a problem, Mr. Acoustic. You have yourself a wonderful day.
You too. Bye bye.
All right. Well, that was Kim Acoustic from the band Kill the Sound, the front lady who's very humble and everything. And before we get out of here, we have to tell you that tomorrow we have Paperholics at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Same station, same channel, and all that happy stuff.